Welcome to Sporty Express, by the way.
Yes.
Thank you, Louis.
How do you feel joining us?
Let me see. Thank you for that question. It's
Uh-huh.
a very good.
No, defining official. Thank
Louis,
you for that.
when I was your age, that is how people responded to questions on live media.
Hey.
Thank
But
you.
that is still
There has to be thank you for that question. Thank you for calling me from my shamba to be on your prestigious platform. I'm good. Louis, who hired you, Kwani? You look too young to be here.
I guess it's the new age.
It's a new age.
It's a new age.
I like
But
that
you're doing a good job. I'm
Thank
proud
you,
of
Carol.
you.
Thank you,
To
Carol.
be able to withstand these two loudmouths, Diamond and Kirumba, you've done well. I'm super proud.
Yeah, I think I'm going to see my HR outside after the show.
Keep dreaming.
Okay, we to kickstart everything, Carol.
Why am I here?
Yeah.
First of all, why have you summoned me?
Yeah. Because I wanted to summon you for something good, because you told me 2 days ago that somebody summoned you in your own office.
Yeah.
Just because of accepting this show.
The producer
Yes.
of the mid-morning show, Jeffrey, summoned me.
Yes.
Jeffrey, he summoned me into my own office
Yes.
and asked me why I am disappointing him. Because he asked me to be on his show
Oh.
and I have been stalling, and he saw on a flyer that I'm coming on this show.
Yes.
And he expressed his disappointment. Hey, Gen Zs will teach you things.
Yeah. Jeff is a Gen Z.
Yeah,
Jeff
bana.
is a Gen
Hey.
Z. Eh?
Kwani yeye uko oneshaje?
Kwani what
He
age is the Gen Z? From what age to what age?
The
They are
guy
young.
acts like he's older
They are
than I
young.
am.
He acts like he's older than me.
Oh,
Kirumba, a Gen Z.
but you are the toy.
A Gen Z is the opposite of you.
Oh yeah.
All
You
right.
and Diamond, Uze, the other side, Gen Z.
Carol.
Jeff hangs out with Akina Saida, so I thought like he was.
It's one thing
That
to call me
advanced
older. It's one thing to call me older on social media. Now you're put even in the microphone.
I said Mze. Mze is a title of
Old.
respect.
Anyway, it's just
So we're
because,
here to talk sport. What
Yes.
are we
Yeah.
talking- First of all, why have you summoned me?
Yeah,
What are we talking
because
about?
you're Mzee in this sport. That's why you're here. And we want to
Whether
like
it's my birthday next week, I hope you
Yes.
saved money.
Aye. How old are you turning?
18.
Karona kula kucha.
On a
This is
serious
serious.
note, though, Carol, we
Yes.
called you here because of your
Yes.
experience in
Yes.
media and especially sports. You've been the beacon of light for female sports in Kenya for quite a while.
Okay, put up your volumes
Yeah.
just for my introduction.
Okay. So you've been a light, a shining light in women's sport, especially in the journalistic field.
Yeah.
So some of us knew even before we knew we'd be journalists in our lives.
Before I hired you the first time.
Yes. So we were in awe the first time you it's true.
Okay, now I'm blushing. But it's been a long road, Diamond. It's been a long road. I've been a sports fan my entire life. There's a bit of confusion. I remember on my bedroom wall when I was a child, I just remember photos of Kevin Keegan.
Kevin Keegan.
Kevin Keegan.
How come you never became a Liverpool supporter?
I don't know. Because he was wearing black shorts and a green shirt.
Yes, Hitachi.
I can't remember.
I'll tell you, that's the time when he was in Bayern Munich.
He was not.
Because you're in the 70s. That was a 70s
all I know is
picture.
he was not in Arsenal.
Yes, he was. That was a 70s picture, yeah? Of Kevin Keegan.
Now you're telling people I was born in the 70s. Diamond, I'm trying to lie.
You said when you were
But
young,
I'm still a
your
manyanga.
bedroom wall was 70s, Radull.
By the way, it was the 70s.
Yes.
So I was a huge fan of Kevin Keegan. But the important thing is I was a fan of football first. Even now, I'm a fan of football first before I'm a fan of Arsenal and any other club.
Okay.
So me, I've supported football and sport my entire life. My family supported the entire life. The only sports I could actually play was swimming and badminton. By the way, swimming and badminton, those are my sports. I'd go to national and win medals.
You're such a nerd.
But I'm a nerd.
You'd win medals.
Those are nerd sports.
The nerd is calling me a nerd.
You'd win medals.
Huh?
You'd win medals
You would
in
win
swimming.
medals in
Yeah,
swimming.
we'd go for nationals.
Wow.
Nini?
I've never known that about
Yeah.
you.
Jeremy Awori. Do you know who Jeremy
Yeah,
Awori
I
is?
know him. Yeah.
He was MD, I think, of Barclays
Absa.
Bank.
Barclays
Absa
Bank,
when it
yeah.
was still
Yes,
Barclays
yeah.
Bank. We used to swim together. He was at St. Mary's, I was at Kenya High.
Okay.
So we used to go for nationals to represent this. I actually thought he'd be a professional swimmer. his
I
entire
was wondering
life.
why you know Awori. Because I know him because I'm an alumni.
Oh,
Of
oh,
where?
oh,
Hey, hey,
of St. Mary's School.
You
Hey,
forgot.
group of schools.
now,
We
now,
go to Kirumba's village schools.
now you're going to leave me, Diamond, and we studied in the same school.
yeah.
as
Yani
well.
you guys, I'm the only guy who went to school in a polling station.
Hey, ours couldn't be polling
But
stations.
I'm also an alumni of
Mm,
with this guy.
yeah.
Ah.
Same school.
I went to St. Peter's High School.
Mumias boys.
Mumias.
Yes.
Before I
Aye.
moved
Mm.
to St. Mary's
But that's
School.
like a totally different
Yes.
generation.
Yeah,
But with the dorms and everything,
They're
it's
the
still,
same, yeah.
still
When was
the
the last
same.
time we went
and
to-
the school motto is the same. Mensana.
In Copresano.
A sound mind.
In a sound body.
Nigga.
There we go.
Hey.
sound mind in a sound body. No wonder Kirumba was not in that class.
Back to you.
But yeah, in high school, those were my sports,
Okay.
badminton and swimming. But I support every single sport. And I believe if you start watching a sport, and then it doesn't hurt if you pick a side, you will get engrossed.
Yes.
Me, I don't understand people, human beings who say, I feel nothing for sports. How are you made? And then you find a man who says, I feel nothing for sports. How are you
It's
made?
crazy.
Yeah.
I understand it
Okay.
because it's just something that I've grown to love, and I believe if you participate, and we saw what happened during Chan, people who are not even fans
Yes.
going for
To the
sport,
stadium, yeah.
Yeah.
yes, and getting caught up.
In the
Yeah.
moment.
Imagine
yeah.
if you start telling these people watch other sports, watch other sports, watch other
Yeah.
sports, they'll
Yeah.
They
do
will
it
grow into it, yeah.
because it's the excitement of what is happening.
Mhm.
So back to that picture. Who put that picture on the wall? Because that person is responsible for your injection into sports.
Mm.
Who is that?
It must be me.
You put the picture by yourself.
I was
Yeah.
sharing a room with my sister,
Yes.
and her side had models, my side had,
Sports people.
and I was like 7 or 8.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you're not inspired by anybody like your dad, your uncle, those are sports things. You're a lady.
My family loves sports.
Okay.
Mhm.
By the way, my uncle, my late uncle, was an official of Gor Mahia in the 80s.
Ah, now I'm seeing where the injection is coming in.
From the 80s. My cousin played for Utali when
Okay.
Utali was Utali.
In the
Okay.
90s.
It was okay. It was more like it was a it
Mi
was
nakwambia
90s.
hapa kuna maneno.
90s, the
Hey.
utalii of kina James Nandwa.
Kina Ilkana Swaka.
Utali was a big Premier League
was a
team.
big club.
It
It
was
was a big
Division
club,
1 then or
Yes,
something.
very-
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
So it goes way back, way back. Hey, Diamond, you and I can talk.
We do always talk,
We
don't
have a
we?
lot in common.
Yes, we always do.
Not like these tourists.
Now, it seems you guys came to make a show for us to watch.
Hi guys.
Hey.
But who's
Come
holding
on.
your mic?
Yeah.
You talk.
Talk to
Kirumba,
Radull.
you talk.
You sound happy together.
No, talk to Radull. Ask her something. Ask her about
No,
the
no,
bedroom.
no.
She gave me a
No.
Kevin Keegan's picture.
Let me
Ask
ask
about the
if,
kitchen.
since Kirumba is not going to ask,
Yes.
my question is still on swimming. Do you still do swimming?
Oh yeah.
I try. I try.
Okay.
It's not. You know where I grew up? I grew up in Botswana, where
Oh.
swimming pools are free. You just walk in, you swim, and you go home.
Okay.
Then I come to Kenya, where you have to pay to swim.
So when
Okay.
you
I found that really,
when you
really
speak
odd.
that language from that country, what do you call it?
Setswana.
Setswana.
Okay.
Okay.
Setswana.
So you can speak Setswana.
Dumela.
Dumela.
You can speak Setswana like...
My dad was an expatriate.
Wow.
But I picked up a few words here and there. But you see, where I grew up, I was fortunate enough. My dad worked for De Beers Mining Company. I was a mining engineer.
Okay.
And the town I grew up was called Arapa. It was actually founded by the Diamonds. The Diamonds found the town.
Okay.
So everything in the whole town was funded by Diamonds.
Okay.
So everything was free.
And so you ended up
When they say free education,
so
it's
you
not
ended up
Kenyan.
employing Diamond.
Leave comedy to the comedians. No, but everything was funded. So education was free, sports was free, swimming was free. When they say education was free, it was really free, not not Kenyan free. It was really everything. All you do is buy meals.
So when Botswana, the Tswana people say that everything is government funded, they actually mean government funded.
Botswana is a very rich country. Up until I think about a few years ago, the strongest currency in Africa.
It's called
So
it's called what?
The
Pula.
pula.
The pula.
Hey, Pula.
The pula and the tebe. The
Tebe.
sense of tebe.
Oh, Tebe.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you diamonds, cattle, that's and beef.
Mhm.
That's the strength. It's the diamonds and the beef.
Okay.
Mm.
We have a very small population.
Ah,
Yes.
They're
Like-
like,
By the way, when we were there, I won't tell you which decade.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you'll know I'm not
No, we are here to
21.
host you and you're calling me Muzee. When was that?
Their population was the same population as Nairobi.
Then what happened to us?
You tell us.
So
Kirumba.
Wow. So
When we
Nairobi.
tell you go home straight, you go home straight.
Yes.
Ukipita sijui where, 9 months later, the population has grown.
and their population is like 2.5 million. as per 2024.
Yeah, as per
Yeah,
last
yeah.
year.
2.5
Only two.
million. Yes.
It's actually gone down.
Yeah, wow.
The population's gone down, but so has the population of Nairobi. What's the population of Nairobi?
Right
It's
now.
4 million during the
Or
day.
Going to the
And 2
during the
million
day.
at-
See,
During the 2
4
million during the
million.
night.
So they
Yeah.
have riches. They're rich. They're rich.
Yeah.
But we're talking about sport.
Yes. So
Yeah.
but we're talking
So
about
I
you.
continue. You asked me about swimming. When I can, I swim.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
my life is just a lot. It's very hectic.
Okay.
By the way, at lunch hour, I walk outside the road here. We
Yeah.
walked 10 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kirumba walked once.
I saw
here
you
to
walking
the
with
gate
Louis.
and back.
At least I saw you walking with
I'm
Louis.
on at least I'm on like 5,500 steps.
You want to
I
do
need
how
to
many steps
exercise.
every day?
I
10,000?
do 10,000 Diamond. I'm not getting any younger.
Okay.
I wish I had time to swim because swimming is one of the best all body
Yes.
exercises you can
Mhm,
have.
mhm,
So recreationally, swimming is it's a must know,
Okay.
but not when you're from the village like Kirumba.
And then you love it. You just love football.
I love to watch.
Okay.
For me, when I watch football, by the way, it's like a dance.
Mhm.
It looks like they're dancing.
And so let's start.
When it's not
yeah,
Ingwe, when it's Ingwe, they look like they're fighting.
Radull, you are going to make me stop interviewing you right now if you continue that way. But anyway, you say you love watching football.
Yes.
When was the first time you went into a stadium and said, "Today I'm watching football"? Or you can't have that memory of the first time you ever went to a stadium just to watch football.
The first time I was probably taken by my uncle when I was a child.
Oh.
That was way back in the 80s. My uncle was when he was Secretary General of Gor Mahia. Yeah, his name was Alex Obondo. Probably gave me my first stadium experience in Kisumu City. That time Kisumu was still a town. It's a long time ago when Kisumu was a town.
Do you mind reminding us which game it was? Was it Gor Mahia playing somebody? What was the
Of
game?
course, it was Gor Mahia.
Playing who?
I can't remember.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I
But
can't
Gor Mahia
remember.
Gor Mahia was in the pitch.
Gor Mahia
And that
was
was the
playing.
most important thing for
And
you.
everyone in Kisumu was in white and green.
Oh.
Wow.
That's all I remember.
So there was a big crowd in the stadium.
Yeah.
When you started watching football.
The 80s and 90s, Diamond. The 80s and 90s, we used to respect our football. It's not like today. Today we do it when it's cool. Chan was cool.
Oh, it was ilikuwa hiyo ndo form.
Ilikuwa the
in
in
thing.
thing to go for Chan.
Okay.
So, but in the 80s and 90s, people watched football for the love of the game. And then remember, 80s and 90s on TV, we only had football made in Germany.
Yes, at that time.
There was no rivaling football made in Germany, and there was no rivaling local football.
Yes.
Okay.
Then came Premier League football, which we all love, and there's nothing wrong with loving good football.
Okay.
But when did it come to
In the
Kenya Live? Around the early 90s.
Mid-90s then. 92, 93
Yeah.
there. Yes.
That's when we decided.
Guys
that-
would go to sports bar to watch.
Hey,
Yeah.
sports
Aye.
bar on Lenana Road. Uko.
Anyway, yes.
Hey,
It was on Lenana Road.
Kirumba, now these guys are just catching up.
Oksima, don't make me start. When you mention sports, but don't make me start.
Rupa and I will go for a beer. You can go for milk.
Yeah.
While we continue our conversation.
Yes. Very good.
But it's and then Premier League came, and then of course the influx of people who want to watch English Premier League, and there's nothing wrong with that. I thought that naturally, if you love to watch Premier League, you love to watch football in general. That's where I was very, very wrong. Because we used to hook up with my friends, go and watch Premier League every week. But when I invited them to watch Kenyan Premier League,
They're like,
they're like, "Aye, to
no
do
can
what?
do.
Do you think
To do what?" By the way, back to your question. Sorry. Back to your question of when I first went after a child was around 2002, 2003. And it's the reason I'm wearing this jersey today.
Wow, I was about to ask you that question.
About this jersey. But then every time I wear this jersey, people want, where social media, have you got a nice picture?
Yeah. Tafadhali.
I bought this jersey. It was 2003.
Okay.
Ghost Mule was the national team coach.
At that time, yes.
By the way, he was the biggest celebrity in Kenya.
Wow.
Back
Hey,
then.
hey. I met him in a club and I couldn't even talk to him. I was scared.
He was untouchable. Yeah.
He was-
Unamwangalia iconic figure.
Yeah,
Yes.
because remember that's the time Kenya, we won, and then we qualified for AFCON 2004.
Yes. in
So I remember it
Tunisia.
was a Saturday. I called I just felt like going for, I don't know what possessed me. I said I want to go and watch Harambee Stars. They're playing Botswana.
Yes.
In fact, they were playing Botswana.
That's why
at
you are going to watch
at
because
Kasarani.
you
That
are
was the
playing your
reason.
people.
my second
Yes.
my second country.
Yeah.
They were going to play at Kasarani.
Mm.
I called my friend Shiko. You know Shiko Muluri?
I know.
People know her as Shiko of Bastard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shiko's a real football fan as well.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I don't know if she still watch. Hey Shiko, and she's a Ghana like me.
Okay.
So I called her. I told her let's go to Kasarani. She told me tuende. Then I'm like, what am I going to wear?
Yeah.
I went to Nairobi Sports House. I looked for this jersey. It was 1,400 shillings
At that time.
in 2003. It was an investment.
No wonder it's still looking.
I
Tip
ate,
top.
I ate
Original.
Skuma Wiki for like 3 weeks.
Just because of the
1,500 shillings.
Wait,
in
it was not
2008.
little money, but now.
Starehe
But this is
gharama.
the jersey we played the campaign in,
Yes.
and then this was our AFCON 2004 jersey.
Mhm.
In fact, somebody told me you remind me of Dennis Oliech.
Yeah.
Whenever you
Dennis
see
Oliech.
this jersey, you
Dennis
see
Oliech.
Dennis Oliech, Cape Verde, goal.
Hey!
Yes.
By the way.
Cape
So
Verde.
after that game, and by the way, we entered Kasarani. They didn't even charge us. They told us they're not used to fans.
Yeah.
People are not used to. And in Gia too, we entered. There was one stand with me and Shiko, and then on the other side there were about 300-400 Botswanan fans.
My God.
There were no Kenyans. We were less than 20
In
in
an
the entire
international
stadium.
game.
In an international game.
Your
This is
first ever
2003.
experience.
At
My
home.
first ever experience.
That must have
So
been
it
a
was me and
big
we
blow for you. You were like, where are my Kenyans?
Yeah. But
Wow.
it didn't hit me that way yet, because consciously I was not thinking that this is a brand that we can build. I was like, oh, let's go support our Harambee Stars.
Yeah.
They're playing Botswana, and then I left. That was 2003.
Mhm.
Fast forward about 3 years, Premier League, of course, still dominating. I remember when I first started my Saturday afternoon sports show, shamefully, we used to take a break between May and August,
Okay.
Oh.
because apparently there was, according to our program controller, no content.
Hey,
For a whole 3
They're
months.
like, what are you going to discuss
During that
about
lull.
sports
Mhm.
between May
And
and August?
Mhm.
And I'm like, so the first year,
Mhm.
second year, I'm like, no.
No, it can't
surely,
be this way.
Surely
Yeah.
football was not only meant for Muzungu, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
You
disrespectfully.
started feeling that.
And I asked myself, Connie, we don't have a league in this country.
We do.
Because there was no news about it. There was nothing anywhere.
Nothing.
And I woke up one Sunday and I said, I'm going to watch a Kenyan Premier League game. It was in 2007. I opened the newspaper. There was a small article the size of half of my palm with fixtures for that day. And I remember I chose Tusker versus Sony. And we went to... Diamond's battery is running low. Okay. Charge your laptop. So I saw Tusker versus Sony at Nyayo Stadium. Now, the reputation of our stadium way back in 2007 was like, it's not safe, it's not this. So I started calling my friends. The ones we watch Premier League football with every week. They all languid. I said, to where? You're going where? We're going to Kengele's. No, to Nyayo Stadium.
They're because it's risky.
Yeah,
No, they're
they
not-
didn't feel... There was no value. They didn't
Okay.
feel that there's a value or a reason or a motivation to go and watch a Kenyan game. So eventually I found a buddy of mine who was an official of Co-Stars. He's called Ali, and I told Ali, can we... I was on like my 6th, 7th call.
Wow.
He told me to end there, but because he was already involved in local football.
Okay.
And we went, first of all, I was Ali. He came after halftime, running late. You men can't keep time.
Wow. Actually, we men can't keep time.
Can't keep time. I watched the game. Sony fans had traveled from up. Sony used to have passionate fans.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, Tusker not so much. Yeah, but it was full of Sony fans on one side,
And
the
you
and
know,
then the rest of Nyayo was empty.
If you were in that game on that day, Sony and Tusker, I was in Nyayo Stadium that day.
You're Nyayo.
Kwale Kwasa, that game, the ball rarely left the pitch. There was good football.
Yes.
The game was wonderful.
By the way, I left that game excited. I was like, Kumbe Kenya has a league.
Sony and
I don't know
Tusker
what
played some
sparked-
game. I remember it back when you started talking. I said, I was there. Najikumbuka.
Tusker versus
It was
Sony.
a beautiful
And
game.
the Sony fans were more noisy
Yes, than Tusker.
than the Tusker
Yes.
fans. They used to have very, very loyal fans. And I went on radio the next morning and I read results of Kenyan Premier League. I have never seen the SMSs going,
Like that.
but they were SMSs of concern.
Okay.
Okay.
About?
Radul went where? Is she okay? Was she injured?
Yeah.
Did anybody disturb her?
Yeah,
Is she
yeah,
okay?
yeah,
Yani that was the reaction
Yeah.
to I went to Nyayo Stadium.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, I walked in. It's like now going for a game that is probably not a volatile game. You walk in, nobody's going to disturb you.
Yeah.
It's peaceful. You sit, you watch the game, you
Then you
enjoy.
leave.
You eat your njugu karanga and you go. And I said, what is this reaction? Then I remember Caroline Mutoko asked me, are you going again next week? I said, yes. The fun I had, I'm going next week. She said, can we come? And she was with Jalango and Laria Sego. I said, Twende.
Enjoy your-
And I would wake up every Sunday morning and tell everybody where we are going.
Yes, and what is happening today in the Kenyan local leagues.
Yes.
I remember I used to listen to you.
And I'd have to pick the Daily Nation and
Yes.
look at that small tiny writing to see who's playing where. And I said,
Fixtures.
why are people not telling us? Why are they not giving us this information?
That's how you guys
even
used to
the
know.
media, even the media,
From the
nobody used to
newspaper.
report it.
Okay.
No one was reporting. The main newspapers had half of this phone.
Yes.
This is
For
enough.
fixtures and results.
Oh.
And that's
Hapo,
it.
kwisha.
That's all the content you would ever find about the Kenyan Premier League. And I said, Apana, this is not right. And we took it upon ourselves, managed to get a corporate partner on board, and decided to start rallying fans to come and appreciate our own. And people would say things like, the quality, the what. You know, we were spoiled. We were
Yes.
spoiled by Premier League.
Very,
You
very
want to
spoiled.
go to Nyayo or Kasarani and see what you see. Then it was Highbury and Old Trafford before it was falling apart.
Yes. Okay, now we are going. You're digressing.
Yeah, but that's very important information. Before it would rain on fans. Yeah. And then you come and that is exactly what you want to see in Kenyan football.
Ndio.
It's not going to be what you see there. And as a Kenyan who claims to love football, you can't sit back and say it's somebody else's job to take our football to that standard. So I'm like, okay, at least I have a little bit of a position of influence to try and get people to appreciate our own. And fortunately at the time, I didn't even know at the time that Bob Munro, may he rest in peace, was in negotiation with SuperSport to try and show Premier League games live, which actually started in 2008.
I remember.
So it's like it was a combined effort happening at the same time to try and
I
improve.
remember that because at that time you're also doing that and also employing Peter Kida
Diamond.
and I.
Oh yeah, you
Yes,
guys
I
were
remember.
August 2008.
Yes.
Yes.
That's how
you
come
found us.
I'm finding you in that same situation. That's how come we are going to the stadium together.
And that was
That's
in
how we
class
are
five.
meeting in the stadiums.
Yeah.
Just after you've employed me. That's now because we know each other now. Now you're seeing me in the stadium.
Oh.
Diamond!
And I was in class 5.
Aya, you were born well done.
Yeah, I was there.
But it's the thing I found that we need to stop doing generally as Kenyans is thinking it's always the federation or the government or the clubs or somebody else's
Has to do-
responsibility
okay.
to grow this game. People ask me a question very often and they say, what do we need to do to fix Kenyan football? And I'm like, it's not a one... It's not
Answer
a one...
question.
Yes.
One statement question.
And
You
it's not
can't
a
answer
one
it.
person responsibility.
Okay.
Yes, the federation has its responsibility in leading the process. The government has its responsibility in infrastructure and creating a conducive environment, even for sponsors to come on board. The clubs have a responsibility in trying to professionalize how they run their game. And that is something that really gave me a headache. Just telling clubs more recently, have social media
Platforms
handles.
and all that.
This is what you post. This
Yes.
is how you make people know where you'll be, when you'll be, how much a game is. Because I realized all that information was missing. And 2008, remember, there was no what these Gen Zs are used to.
Yes, right now.
There's
yeah.
no tweet.
Hakuna
Is it-
tweet,
oh,
hakuna-
sorry, X.
X.
Facebook was there.
It had just started.
2008. Facebook didn't really take off until around
2011.
towards end of 2009, 2010.
Okay.
Like that's when Facebook
Yeah.
was taking off.
And I remember
So
that's
there was nowhere to get
yeah, that's
information.
the time you forced us to join Facebook, and I was like, "Why is this?"
But
Michelle
I
told
thought
me.
Radio
Michelle told
Jumbo,
me.
we said
Yes,
everyone is getting on
everybody is getting on Facebook.
And our bosses were telling us what? It's a waste of time. I think people in Jumbo are not working.
They're just on Facebook.
They're just on Facebook. Little did we know that that's going to be such a key source of information between clubs, between fans. Nowadays, clubs do a lot better. But back then, when we used to speak on the radio, was the information they would get. And then, of course, the hype started coming and more journalists also began to see this is their responsibility. I think it was only Michael Kinyi.
Yes, I
and
remember
who
he
else?
did
Michael
a great
Kinyi
job.
He was very active. He was always there on the front
Always
line,
in the stadium.
going around with his big straw hat, collecting
Collecting
donations
back
from
for Gor Mahia,
Gor Mahia
bana.
players
Hey.
after they've won a game.
Especially Tokomwanda. I can
It's
even
called
see him.
Tokomwanda.
Tokomwanda. I can see him with his kofia.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
those
think
were tough
it
times.
was
Yes.
Michael Kinyi. I'm trying to think which other journalist at that time was very active in promoting Kenyan football. There were not many. There were not many. They came in the next 2-3 years, especially with SuperSport now giving you jobs
Yes,
and stuff like that. Then we saw the influx continued
Yes.
of people who felt that this is a product we need to build, and it's our responsibility to do our part.
Okay.
So, as much as FKF have their responsibility, sport have their fans have their responsibility, and we don't think that.
And that's where we are with you now, because we are calling you the mother of the fans of Kenya, because you really did your part. I can attest to the fact that you could even pay tickets for hundreds of people just to go to the
It
stadium.
was 20 bob.
You know?
To get into Hope, to get into Hope Center, Kawangware,
Yes.
to watch. It was what World Hope at
World
the
Hope,
time.
yeah.
Now City Stars.
City Stars.
City Stars.
At the time when it was World Hope, to get into their kiwanja was 20 bob.
Yes.
But you find people at the fence who can't get in.
Oh.
So who is this Sonko removing 500 bob? Where? You, everybody gets a ticket.
Going.
Then you remember that day when now FC Leopards is back in the league. I'm working for Radio Jambo, and I'm so happy. And you told me now you can speak your mother tongue today because your team is back in the Premier League. I spoke Kiluya on Radio Jambo.
By the way, remember 2007, AFC were not in the league.
Yes.
They had been relegated.
Yes.
2008, they came back or they sat out.
They were promoted in 2008 when you had employed me. That is why when they won with Sebastian
was
Muchera.
2009.
Yeah, 2009. Sebastian Muchera scored a goal, and then you told me
AFC
you can speak your Kiluya on
But
radio.
today, tell us the truth.
Yes.
AFC were relegated.
Yes,
They refused to play. Did they play in the second tier?
They played.
They did.
played.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to go
It
to
was
World.
Gor Mahia who
Gor Mahia
refused.
refused. There were two leagues.
They said we're not relegated.
Yes.
No,
You cannot
you
relegate
can't
Gor
relegate
Mahia.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gor Mahia refused. In 2008, FC were in the NSL.
Yes.
Then they came back in 2009.
Yes.
With Coach Celebo, I remember.
Yeah, I remember even the first game I went to World Hope to watch the game. It was full.
Yeah.
The fence went down. FC Leopards.
World Hope is in Kawangware.
Kawangware. Yes.
Kawangware and Kakamega, what's the difference?
Same people.
Same difference.
Somebody thought
Same difference.
Same tabias.
somebody thought it wise that FC Leopards is back in the top flight and their first game should be at World. That place was
But
fully
that wasn't
packed.
good because World Hope didn't really have any infrastructure.
You know.
There was actually nowhere to sit.
It was dangerous.
You
It
stand
was
on the
fence
side.
yeah.
outside the pitch.
When the guy is taking a corner, you can feel his breath
You know,
because you're standing there as a fan.
the fence went down.
I have real life experience. I was doing the NSL
Yes.
at World Hope, and I would be literally in the middle of the fans because they're
Yeah.
all of our OB. You know,
Wow.
they're
There's
all
no
on the
space.
OB.
There's no space.
Yes.
Infrastructure.
Yeah.
That's
so many.
that's
It's come a
government.
long way.
That's
But
government.
at the same time, Caro, how come we don't even have corporates coming on board for the Kenya Premier League? I see branding that is only written for FKF only.
Yes.
The problem has been, and we have a new administration, remember? So I'm
Yes.
saying the previous
Yeah,
administration.
that's what
is
we're talking about.
trust.
Yeah.
Trust is really, really big because I talk to a lot of corporates
Okay.
all the time. By the way, this is a secret. We have our first. pastor
Zima
on
Mike. Zima Mike.
Sporty.
Zima Mike. It's a secret. Why are you?
No, I'm not giving the name. I'm not giving the name. I can't give the name.
Okay.
Yes.
So what's happening?
But my job is to speak to corporates.
Yes.
And they tell me why. And we ask why. And I remember when Gary Rathbone was here in charge of Supersport, I would go for meetings with him and we would listen and hear why a corporate's not coming in to sponsor. And there was a lot of mistrust because accountability is everything.
Exactly.
If I'm giving you money, how is it being spent?
Yeah.
How am I paying? And then the club I've sponsored, the players are on strike next week. Because
you can't
they
even
haven't
understand
received their
that.
allowances.
Yes, yes.
So there's a lot of
Mistrust.
mistrust and the belief that football management is corrupt. It's a belief.
Oh, not necessarily the truth.
But it has been
I
there.
can't say with a fact.
Yeah, or not.
But we all know that there was mistrust. This
Okay.
is a new administration. So I'm not talking about Hussein and his team. I'm talking about the previous
Regime.
my other friend and his team. There was no trust. No, there was no trust. There was no trust. The trust has to be there. Corporates, people forget, corporates are businesses.
Okay.
They're not CSR. They are businesses.
In it to make the
if I am
money.
sponsoring you with my milk company, I better be selling milk.
Okay.
If my bread company is sponsoring you, I better be selling
Selling
bread.
Yeah, true.
Have you put your funds in order?
Order.
Because your fans are my customers.
Yes.
Yes.
That is why we see Gore
That
and
is
AFC
why.
get
That is why we're even
sponsorship.
seated here with you negotiating about something because you have funds. That's
The-
the way the corporates. That's the way the corporates think. Yeah. I'm here sitting with you, the club,
Someone-
because of your funds.
Yes,
Yes.
your fans are their customers.
Okay.
It's that simple. It's a numbers game. They just say, do they have numbers? So clubs like complaining, leagues like complaining and saying, but we have no sponsorship, we have no sponsorship. I say, do you have numbers?
Okay.
There's a club that I went to donate kit once in Siaya, and they were telling me, why don't you get these big companies to come and sponsor us here? So I said, okay, how big is your fan base?
Yes.
On the match day, there are a lot of people here.
Uh-huh.
I said, well, have you structured it in
Yeah,
any way?
Yeah.
What do you mean there's a lot of people? You know, it's Ushago and
What wanajanga huku?
it's Ushago, it's free. There will be a lot of people.
Yes.
I told him what you need to do is put those people in some form of structure. On match day, I'm not telling you to charge entrance because people may not
Yeah,
afford it or
yes.
come. Put somebody at the entrance. with a book. You enter like this. What's your name? Can I
Evo.
have your number,
Evo,
please?
Evo,
You see,
Evo.
we'd like to let you know when we're playing.
Yes.
And you begin to build a database of these many people who are coming for your games. They're not just faceless human beings. And when you go to approach a corporate, they will ask you, what are your numbers?
You can
And
show them your
this.
numbers. Yeah.
Show them, we have these
These-
people. These are real names. These are real phone numbers.
Real funds.
And
Members.
these are your potential customers.
Good.
I also advise them, though, that don't aim so high for those big companies.
Okay.
You know, look at the supermarkets in the local.
Around
this was in Siaya.
yeah.
There are supermarkets in Siaya.
Yeah.
There are clubs.
Yeah.
There are small events happening here and there. There's a university there in Bondo. Hey. No, but they're local businesses who you don't have to charge millions of shillings.
Yes.
Okay.
Just tell the local supermarket, give us 10,000 shillings every week.
Yes.
You come to our game and you put up your stand.
Yes.
Put up your stand. Let people shop even there.
Yes.
Or you hand out flyers so
Yes.
that when they're looking for a supermarket in Siaya,
They know where
come
to go.
yours.
Yes.
But that 10,000 shillings, instead of calling Radull every Friday, and I have a text message from one of these clubs right now. Every Friday it comes like clockwork.
Wow.
That we don't have water for this weekend.
Wow.
Or half our players don't have socks. We don't have this. We don't have transport to wear. We don't have... Get the small money from your environment to at least cover your local costs.
Yeah.
And trust me, when that supermarket sees the value of being at your games, then you go back and tell them, you gave me 10K last week, this week I want 15.
Evo.
Okay.
Or you supply us with all our water, you
Yeah.
supply us in kind, you know.
Yeah.
Have those negotiations at that level. Instead of everybody fighting for the same 4 betting companies or the same 2 alcohol brands, you know. Get creative. Everybody needs to market. Everybody needs customers. If there's a business, it needs customers. What can you do for that business in return for them giving you money and branding on your shirt or whatever it is, or giving you kit and balls?
Yes.
So I told them, get a little bit creative. Build your fan base yourselves, and it has to be the responsibility of every single club to do that.
So, according to you, because you've been in the game for so long, where are AFC?
Well, just rub it in that I'm not young.
Yes, you have. Been where are AFC Leopards and Gor Mahia getting it wrong? Because I'm taking this from this stance. When you talk to Gor Mahia and AFC Leopards, they'll tell you we have 6 million fans. We have 5 million fans
On paper.
on paper. But when they have elections, you'll see that there are 2,000 members voting.
Yeah.
So those
Yeah.
are actually the real numbers.
Which means they're also not administratively putting their house in order.
That's right.
And I believe I didn't listen. I missed Bonnie's interview here. I watched the highlights, some of it on our social media.
Okay.
And I know Bonnie is he's trying to do the right thing
Yes,
for
yes,
AFC Leopards.
he's-
I've known him for a very long time.
He's told us as much.
And we give him the benefit of a doubt. But AFC Leopards is one example of a club that could do even without sponsors. With the number of
We were talking to
fans.
Ambani and
of
we were
in-
telling him the same thing you're
of
saying.
Ngoho eating fans in this country.
In fact, in Kawangware alone,
In Kawangware, Ngoho.
Yes.
You speak French.
Yes. Khan.
They can run AFC Leopards without AFC Leopards having to beg corporate. It's good to have corporate branding. It's part of building the game to the next level.
Yes.
But I don't know why AFC Leopards, and maybe I'm sure it's in Bonnie's plan, to structure the fan setup.
Yeah, he even
Whatever
said,
it
he even
is.
told this young man to start his own
On branch in Obama Estate.
Yes.
Yes, and why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah,
I
he's
remember
going to do it.
interviewing
Yeah.
during COVID. I had a show. I was running my show Radull live, and I interviewed Shikanda. Was it Shikanda?
Shikanda, when he was the
Shikanda
chairman.
had just come
Uh-huh.
in, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, Shikanda was a bit 2020.
Yes.
Around mid
Yes,
2020.
Yes, yes,
And Shikanda was telling me, I'm running this club with 2,000 friends.
yes.
Not even the registered fans,
Okay.
2,000
Friends.
friends. And I've agreed with these 2,000 friends that every month you give me 1,000 bob. That's how I'm running this club. But half of them were not even football fans.
Yeah.
They're just people you've met
Yeah.
in
Your
the
friends,
business
yeah.
world.
Well wishers.
But it's not sustainable.
Yes.
Because they'll give you this month, next
They
month
don't-
they
they don't-
don't.
yeah,
they-
yeah.
So it's not sustainable for the growth. But you just need a large fan base like AFC Leopards has to give 100 bob. Not a lot. Even 50 bob, whatever it is. But structure
Yes.
that fan base. There's a time they had tried, I think in the early 2010s.
What is the biggest
There were
impediment?
there were
that they're
regional
facing, branches,
fan base,
yeah.
branches, and you'd see them with their banners
Yes.
and even the sofa set
Yes.
branch and everybody.
Yes.
And I don't know how that was being coordinated. It was mostly Gor Mahia, not so much AFC Leopards. I don't know how it was coordinated, but if you are getting something from the fans every week, and then you give the fans be creative and talk to a corporate and say, you know what, hand out something at the games in exchange for something. And then you tell the fans you can get discounts at certain stores because they are our partners. So it's a win-win situation. The club wins, the corporate wins, the players win. But everybody wants to do the same. We need a sponsor and it's 60 million.
And that is the wrongest way to do this.
And then you're giving it to one individual. I remember raising money for a club in my Ushago, and one of the officials bought a Pro Box for himself.
With that money.
And I had raised with the late Fidel Odinga. Fidel was very, very supportive when it came to any sports, from rugby in Kisumu to football in Bondo. We raised money and the official bought a Pro Box and disappeared. He didn't even use it for the benefit of the club. And that's the unfortunate side of it. But get a creative method of marketing where the fans win, the clubs win, and the corporates get their money back. Because at the end of the day, that's what they want.
And you've been a journalist all your life. For all I know, I've known you as a journalist. So the thing is this: you faced so many team officials of this in this game. And why is it that journalists get a raw deal when it comes to speaking to clubs and talking about the game? You see, there are so many barriers to a journalist getting information from these clubs. Why is it that, what can we do as journalists to make it,
easy?
You have to build relationships. Build relationships with the officials of the clubs. Right now, I don't know which club I would not be able to reach with like 2 phone calls. I can reach any chairman of any club in this country.
So it's just
in any sport. Let me add that. In any
networking.
sport, it
So
probably needs two phone calls.
It's a networking skill that
It's
you
networking.
every
It's
journalist
networking.
does.
Yeah. Don't feel anybody owes you anything.
Okay.
These clubs don't owe us anything. You need to be gracious. In also in how you report. There is so much positive to focus on. There's so much positive to focus on, but why do we choose as journalists to focus on the negatives? If it has a very bad impact somewhere, by all means, you must
address it.
And there are lots of negative things in sport, including how female sports people are treated and things like that. When it's bad, talk about it. If it's something that's not going to improve the brand and not going to make a difference somewhere else. If the refereeing was so poor that a team was and sometimes it was poor. Sometimes even I would get mad.
I know.
It's so poor that it costs you 3 points.
3 points.
Maybe costs you a title. By all means, discuss it. But amplify the good, because there is a lot of good. So don't ignore the bad, but amplify the good. That is how the Sky Sports built the Premier League product.
Till today. There's a lot of bad things happening in the Premier League.
Can stand on its own.
Now you can criticize
you can say
anything.
And it won't spoil the brand because the brand is so strong.
So build on the
don't
positives.
ignore. They said don't ignore the negative.
So actually, what you're
build
saying
on the
is that you treat it like a baby. When you're a kid, you get away with things because you're a kid. And then when you're strong,
I have a 5-year-old.
They get away with a lot. So you don't focus on the negative when you're raising kids. So that's what you're saying.
Because you're trying to raise somebody with self-esteem and all these things. So you have to think twice before you make a decision, before you say something, before you do something. So we're like, don't ignore the negative, but amplify the positive. And there's so much positive about Kenyan sport, not just football, sport as a whole.
And now, you've covered Kenyan football for years, of course. How would you describe the spirit of Kenyan fans from then up to now?
That was a question.
He went to school.
Mensana un kopre sano.
Let me tell you the problem. Let me tell you the problem with Kenyan fans. We are too seasonal. We're too seasonal. Today we love you, tomorrow we don't.
So can we call Kenyan fans?
And it goes across not just football, every sport.
Okay.
When you're winning, we are with you. When you lose, we disappear.
So
we were here begging people, please go for the Seychelles game. One loss and we're like, useless.
But they turned up. They did turn up.
They did turn up, which was thank you. Well done to them. Thank you very much. And I'm hoping that this shift becomes permanent.
Okay,
exactly. We will see when the league starts.
We will notice
next weekend.
Yes.
Next weekend on the 20th.
Let's see whether this wave and this mood and this whether it continues.
Yes.
But traditionally, Kenyan fans were very, very fickle, and it's not just football. It's rugby. It's every single sport.
Have you ever
had
of
1-2 games? We start telling you how useless you are, as if we even helped build you. No,
we just came while you were winning.
We found you winning. We supported you winning. One loss and we're gone.
Yeah.
What type of support is that? That's not being a supporter. So the Kenyan fan is we're too seasonal.
Fair weather.
When we're winning, we're up
We're
here.
all over the place. with
World
you.
Athletics starts, Kesho. Watch us. We will be up here.
Ndio.
Heaven forbid, and I'm not wishing on it, and I don't think it's going to happen. Heaven forbid we don't get the medals we are targeting. The criticism is,
We'll hit the roof.
Kenyan fans go for the jugular when you're not doing well.
Yeah.
No, it's not fair.
Yeah.
It's really not fair. If you know what our sports people go through, it's not fair that when they have an off day, Nani, the other day people were telling Yego, retire. Why is
Yeah.
Then he won. The other day he came third.
Yes.
He won a medal at the Diamond
Yes.
League.
Yeah.
So we're quick to criticize when we should support.
Okay.
When your team is down or when a player is down is when they need the fan
it.
most.
Yes, true that.
That's when you need, when it's your example of a child. When your child is down, that's when you need to pick them up.
Exactly.
You know? And fans, and I hope this wave continues.
Okay.
And I hope it spreads into
We extend it to the
other
Premier
sports,
League.
because there's so many sports. Tomorrow there's basketball.
Yes.
By the way, City Thunders,
Yes,
they're into
Thunder,
game
yeah.
3 tomorrow. They've won game 1 and 2. Go to the Nyayo Stadium in the afternoon and watch it. And I always tell fans, you don't have to watch football. Pick your sport.
Yeah.
We all played sport. If it's hockey, go for the hockey games. If it's volleyball, go for volleyball. If it's tennis, go for tennis.
Do
We're
your
not saying
thing.
go for football. Go for wherever you feel comfortable. Even if it's chess.
Our last born brother is a very ardent chess player.
I used to play chess in
Yes.
my youth when I was Louis' age.
Okay.
We are going to take a break.
Okay.
And then we'll be back with Carl Radull.
The final whistle. The final flourish.
Team Last Minute. The Sporty Express.
Rumba.
Diamond Kusimba the Guru.
And of course, Muhana Lewis in the building. Now, guys, we have feedback. Oh,
Yani Louis. Louis, you know, my signature is on your paycheck.
And that's why he has gotten 2 yellow cards already in this show.
He's got 2 yellow cards.
2 yellows.
Yes.
One more. No, but 2 yellows are red.
Already, yeah?
no, but
No,
one was rescinded.
One was rescinded.
One was
Yeah.
rescinded. Yeah.
It's okay, we forgive children.
No.
And it's from Diamond who was telling the ref
Yesterday
to
we
book me.
behaved. Yesterday we behaved, so one
Yes.
was rescinded.
Then you guys didn't even give me water during the break.
Maze bana.
Is this how you treat your guests?
Louis, run for water. Run for water.
We have Brayo coming for bringing the water.
Please, you're the
Brian is
youngest
older
one.
than you.
You run for the water, bana.
You know, at my age, I need water for my skin.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I need water so that when I go somewhere, I go nywe.
Greg, on the socials, give us our
On the socials,
Yeah, give us our socials.
we have Jared Makoha on Twitter who is saying Gotera Dul
On
mbaya
X.
sana.
On
On
X,
X, yes, he's saying Gotera Dul mbaya sana.
Yani, I'm the mzee
Of this,
equal here.
Yeah. Dona Gotewa hapa.
And I'm correcting you.
Yeah.
Makoha.
umegotewa.
Makoha.
Hey,
Yes.
Makoha.
Oh, yes. He's saying Gotera Dul mbaya sana. Kwanya Joshua
Yes.
is also asking,
Yes.
make sure Radul ameongea Kiswahili.
Kwa nini?
Amesikia.
I don't know.
That is, she has
Why
spoken
is Kwanya
Kiswahili.
bullying me?
Yes, that's-
Does he know my signature is on his...
na si umeongea Kiswahili kwa nini? Enough.
Enough.
He's asking you to speak a little
Tosha,
bit more.
Tosha.
By the way, do you know, this, I've realized over the last few days, Radul's Kiswahili has really improved, you know?
Kabisa.
Ona, she's actually doing it deliberately. She's actually improving her Swahili. I can see the effort. In the middle of sentences these days,
Ndio.
you talk to me in Swahili.
Ndio.
Mpaka mi uangalia nasema, okay, you go.
Naweza pause ni kunywa maji.
Yeah.
Allah!
Makoha is also asking where he can get that jazzy.
That jazzy,
Yes.
bana. It's killing people, bana.
If you go back
That
to
jazzy.
2003, you can get this jazzy.
Wow.
By the way, I've seen some people doing fake replicas.
Yes.
and
They don't
putting
they
their
don't look
logos
the
on it.
same.
They can't. It can't look the same.
Yes.
Carol Radull and Michael Kingi.
Yes.
We are the ones who own this original jazzy.
Original.
And maybe I don't know if Dennis Oliech still
Yeah,
has
the
his.
playing unit might
The
might
playing
have
unit.
it, yeah.
I know Robert Mambo has it.
Yeah, because
Robert Mambo
That I'm
has
sure.
this jazzy was made famous by Robert Mambo. You know why?
Oh.
He actually contributed to an own goal in Nyayo Stadium when they were playing Tunisia when we were wearing this jersey. So people remember by this jersey. what he did.
He scored an own goal.
Yeah, he helped the defender. He actually made a mistake with the pass. The striker, the Tunisian striker,
Yeah, but
took
that's
the ball.
not a good memory.
Yes, but when you
He
see
was
this,
such an amazing player.
Captain Bana. That was a leader, Bana.
That was a captain,
but
fantastic. That's
don't
we
let
must
Gen
admit.
Zs know he made a mistake.
Okay, sorry.
Some history don't tell.
Okay, that, like you said, yeah. You
focus on the positive.
Thank you.
I have a good memory of Robert Mambo, so I don't even know what Daya is saying. Now we have Chamaziz Korir Edwin on Facebook saying, nice show indeed, guys, listening from Nairot.
Nairot. Where's Nairot?
Is there a place called Nairot in this country?
Labda Nairuti.
Nairuti.
Where's
Okay.
Nairuti?
Somewhere in Luyaland.
But
No,
Nairot-
Naitiru is somewhere in Luyaland, not Nairobi. I don't know.
Naitiru.
Naitiru is why I know. Kwa
Okay.
sababu kuna pwani ya Naitiru. Yes. There's a place called Naitiru in Kenya.
How did you get there?
If it's not a city, I'm not familiar.
Hey, you're a true Luo. You're a true Luo. Hey.
And soon, by the way, soon we'll welcome Kisumu very soon.
Okay.
Very soon in weeks. Kisumu, Nakuru, and then a few more weeks, Eldoret.
We need to visit
Meru.
those areas, like physically.
Eventually,
like-
by the way, right now we have 19 frequencies. So by the end of the year, we're rolling them out slowly, just to put on my corporate hat.
I'm glad you're saying
So
it
by
on
the
this
end
show.
of the year,
I'm
by the end
so
of
glad
the
you're
year.
saying it on this show because our
Okay.
fans will now hear and
I'm
just
going to
spread
be
the word.
summoned by that producer again and say you said everything on Sporty Express.
Oh, God.
Utapatia breakpoint anything.
But don't fear. Keep telling us what you're going to do. Yeah.
So by the end of the year, Sporty FM will be countrywide.
Okay.
But we're rolling them out in phases. So Kisumu and Nakuru, you're coming up next, and then LD, Meru, and then as we go on through the months and the weeks. Hopefully by the end of the year, we will be countrywide. But right now, you can still get us online,
Okay.
which is fantastic.
Safi kabisa.
Now,
Look at our producer nodding. You're not going to get a raise just because you're nodding.
now, Carol, what has been your epic moment? That moment you'll never forget in any sport.
Dio.
Whether you are there physically or whether you are watching on TV.
We would like to
And
know.
you as a sports fan, what was that moment?
Yes.
That moment you can't forget. That moment that...
And as you answer
I don't
it,
know.
also tell us that moment journalistically. Yes.
You know me, I tell people I'm not a journalist, I'm a fan.
Okay, now
Okay.
that is no wonder Kirumba has asked you about
I
that.
approach sport as a
As
fan.
a fan. Okay, now
As a
answer.
fan who shares her experiences.
Wow.
Because it's more fun that way.
Okay. And you don't want it to be work. You always want it to be
I
fun.
don't want it to be work.
Okay.
It's fun.
Okay.
It's fun. No, but it's fun even sharing it. Even the sharing part is fun. So you would consider it work, me it's some sharing.
Okay.
Those are details.
So to answer
Semantics.
Kirumba's question,
See, right now you're having fun or you're working.
I'm having fun
You
around
see,
my
if
boss.
you said working, I would have fired you. But it's so hard, Kirumba. It's so hard to pick up one epic moment because there have been many. Some in local sport, some in international sport. I've been fortunate enough to go for how many World Cups? 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
But then 3, and I missed 2 in the last decade. But I've still gone. I went for Germany.
By the way,
Germany, you
Germany
are there?
2006. Watched 3 games. I remember watching Croatia. Watching that historic win. Ghana USA.
Yes.
Yes.
The 3-2
I
game.
was there.
You saw their Samoa Gyan goal.
I
Baby Jet.
live. I watched with my 2 eyes. Not on television.
Baby Jet.
by the way, so
And then South Africa, you couldn't miss.
Yeah.
If you're in Africa and you could afford it and you had planned. By the way, after 2006, I took out football insurance
Okay.
with one of these
What do you
insurance
mean?
companies. I won't mention them because they're not paying the station.
No, but what do you
Yeah.
mean by football insurance?
They offered a football insurance to go to South Africa 2010.
Oh, okay.
So it was literally just a saving plan.
Oh,
And then you would get it matured
Yeah.
in a month before
Okay.
the World Cup. And then you get your money in bulk so that you
Wow.
could go for the World Cup. It was to assure I was saving 5,000 shillings a month
to make sure you got for
from
that World Cup.
2006 until
2010.
till April 2010.
Oh, wow.
So they had it planned
So I had
all along.
about 3 socks, then they give you a bonus you know,
Yes.
to make sure you go for the World Cup.
Wow. That was a nice.
And I went for South Africa, went for a couple of games,
Yes.
Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Brazil,
Yes.
Soccer City.
Soccer City.
What?
Bana. Well,
And then Qatar, of course, because Qatar is
2020,
just
yeah,
next
it's
door.
in Yaba too.
It's just up the road.
Yeah.
So
someone on WhatsApp says,
Qatar was a must.
someone on WhatsApp says, hello guys, say hi to Radull. She's one of the
Hi.
people who inspired me to take up radio journalism.
Wow.
Oh,
And I'm texting from KIMC College South B.
Nice.
name?
What's her name or his name?
He's called Lago.
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 Oh, L-A-G-O,
Lago.
Lago.
Thank you, Lago, for your kind words. I wish you all the best.
You
Stick with
inspire
it.
people.
By the way, you know, journalism is a tricky profession to choose simply because of the lack of jobs, lack of mainstream jobs. But I always say if you're growing up now in a digital space, begin to practice your journalism the day you can type.
Start there.
Or the day you're allowed on social media.
Start there.
Start your journalism career. Don't wait and start saying nataka job, nataka internship. Start there and then, because building your social media
Be who you
want to
be. Yeah.
It takes time, but potentially it's also a self-employer. So
Exactly.
it's a revenue earner.
Okay.
If I tell you, I won't tell you how much money I earn from my social media. But it is something that is accessible to everybody. Pick your subject that you're passionate about. Don't force a subject,
Okay.
because you will not last.
That's
Tomorrow I
right.
want to start being this.
Uh-uh.
No. If it's not natural,
You
you
don't
won't
talk.
last.
Oh, okay.
But if you're passionate about it, it ceases to be work.
Okay.
I don't even know when I went from 10,000 on Facebook to 1.6 million where it is now. I don't know, because I
It
was
happened.
just doing
You're just busy doing what you
I
do.
love.
What you love.
Exactly. And you'll find most people on platforms that have grown are just doing what they love. But start as early as you can. Get your parents' permission if you're under 18.
Okay.
But start as early as you can to begin to build that brand. And that's another. Hey, we've not even talked about branding, and it's almost 5.
Where? Acha tu.
By the way, that's one reason. Somebody asked this earlier about what keeps corporates away.
Hey,
It's
Joe.
because we don't know how to brand our football. We don't know how to brand our clubs. We don't know how to brand our players.
Have these clubs ever valued themselves? Do they know their value? That's the question I asked Peter Kirumba
the other day.
The other day. If we were told to value Gor Mahia, how would they? Have they even known that you can go to a corporate and then they value themselves and then they tell the corporate that this is how we value ourselves?
By the
We are
way,
worth this much.
I don't know the ins and outs, so I can't answer it with authority. But I've never heard, and it would have come out, that if somebody asks Man United, you can Google and see what
Their
their
value
value
is.
I can't Google any Kenyan club
You get my point.
in any sport
Yes.
to know what their value is. So you're absolutely right. And the club owners need to begin to think like business people. I don't. Was it this show? There's a show that was discussing this week that there's too much. No, it was a breakfast show. Or asking if there's too much business, if football has become too commercial.
Okay.
And it has to be. It has
That's
to be.
the way to go.
That's how you. It's a brand that is valued at that price.
Yes.
Exactly.
So you have to. Unfortunately, FIFA and CAF and everybody has to keep up with making this a revenue stream, you know. And I actually challenged them after the show, and I said they were talking about Rodri complaining that
Too many games.
there are too many games.
Yes,
blah, blah,
yes,
blah.
yes.
I said, okay, the complaint I'm yet to hear is Rodri saying you're paying me too much.
Too much. Yeah.
The
You'll-
reason
you'll
there are all
never
these
hear that.
competitions is because your salary
It's a lot
and
of money.
bonuses
Dictates that you
and
be
the
there.
purchase price of
Yes.
players these days
Dictates
So high.
has dictated this
this
industry.
situation. Yes.
Clubs
And,
have
and
to
I
keep
told
up.
them, I remember when Rio Ferdinand was the most expensive
Player.
defender or player?
Defender.
Defender.
Yeah,
Defender.
the defender.
I can't remember. Was it
From
40,
Leeds.
40,
From Leeds to
40,000 pounds or
United.
United,
something?
yes.
40 million.
Now we're talking 40 million pounds.
40 million.
Yeah.
He came for 30.
30,
to Manchester United.
30.
30.
Yeah,
Oh,
I remember.
okay.
30 million pounds.
Yeah,
Yes.
40 million pounds. And yet, what are we talking these days? 250, 300, 400,
300.
Imagine.
600. What's that? Unfortunately, these competitions have to stay
Yes,
for
afloat,
it
yeah.
to go to those values.
Yes.
But I wish these were values we were discussing about our local football.
You know.
And we've not branded ourselves to. Corporates should be running.
So Radull, because
To
of
get a
time,
club.
because of time, you're parting short, please.
Me, if I go past 5, you're not chasing me.
Okay.
You know, I refuse.
She has to stay.
Nimekata.
Let us continue.
I leave work at 3:30 to avoid the jam.
Simple.
I'm already stuck in it.
Okay.
I'm already stuck in it. No, but I'm just saying, brand yourselves and your players and bring in experts from the corporate world
Okay.
to speak to you about branding and marketing and sales and all these things. We tend to want to keep football for football people, people who played. Bring in the experts.
Yes.
Bring in the experts to tell us how to do this. People forget that when Kenya went to, what was our highest ranking?
68.
68
Yeah.
in FIFA rankings, 2008.
8, yeah.
Yeah, they had brought in it was like that other committee of ours. Ours was quite weird, where we were fired after 4 months. There was a commission or something, and I remember Hussein Mohammed sat on it as well. Hussein Mohammed sat on it.
Yes.
Esther Passaris sat on it.
The Passaris for Adopt a Light.
And because of Adopter Light, for her business acumen.
Okay.
Yeah.
She sat on it for her business acumen. Hussein sat on it for his business and sporting acumen. And they were given Harambee Stars to manage.
Wow.
So along with the Kenyan Premier League then, FKL, Kina Kasuve, were gracious enough to say, you know what? We're giving professionals to manage the national team. When Kimanzi took us to 68
Yes.
in the FIFA rankings, we're being managed by a professional
So we did
board.
something right, and we don't keep doing
Not
right
from
things.
people
Why?
who necessarily played football, but people who are experts in how to grow and brand and manage a sport.
Wow.
And that is when Kenya got to 68. So it's not by fluke that...
It's by plan.
Yeah.
You know.
So don't be afraid to say the person in charge was not a former footballer or a former volleyballer, whichever sport it is. This is somebody coming in for their business acumen. They're coming in for their marketing expertise, you know?
Kwa hivyo in other terms what you're saying ni football haina wenyewe. Kila mtu ni wa football.
Bring in the experts.
Yes.
Bring in the experts.
You don't have to have played it.
Run football like a business.
Yes.
When it's a business, why is it when I'm hiring an accountant, I look for a qualified accountant. I don't say this is a sport radio station. He must have played football. No. And that is what we're doing with football.
Yes.
We're running football like it's only for our
people who
small
played.
little clique. Let's run it like it is professional.
Okay.
If it was your money being invested and you want your returns, who are you going to put there? You're going to go. And it's good now that we have a lot of footballers who are educated.
Yes.
So by all means, put the right people in the right positions.
Okay. That's been Carol for you, Daddy P.
Yeah.
Take
Am
it
I
away.
dismissed?
Fukuza huyu
No.
mtu kwa studio ama atakaa mpaka saa moja.
Now,
your producer Talam told me 4 to 5 and it's 5:01. After this I start billing.
You see?
Yeah. No,
Peter,
I just have one
because I'm-
question. One last question. What gives
now
you
Louis.
one last question?
Uh-huh.
It's an interesting question. What gives you hope about the future of football fandom in this country?
There's more awareness now. There's a lot more awareness across the board.
Yeah.
Fans who saw Harambee Stars play well during Chan now feel they have a stake.
Okay.
True.
When we don't do well, answer us. Tell us about it. More journalists are covering. I see the microphones, the bloggers, these young girls who are coming up, Akina Rix and Makumi and all these young girls and guys who are coming up and spreading the word of football in this country. There's a lot more awareness than there was 10, 15 years ago. And that alone means you can't mess around at the top and get away with it like we
Not
used to.
get away.
Be held
So
accountable.
that gives me hope.
Nice.
Thank you.
Louis, you're like 12 years old and you care about sport.
Yes.
That gives me hope.
That gives you hope.
Hapo umenibis.
Now Radull has to go.
Kiruba is throwing me out of the studio. Wait,
Now
Sawa.
Radull has
Yeah,
to
this is
go.
the Sporty Express, guys. It's 2 minutes past 5, and Radull, leave the studio, please.
Yani, I've
Yes.
been evicted.
Thank you for coming.
Seriously, you
Guys-
evicted me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm taking the long walk to my office. Cheers, guys. It's been real, and you guys keep it up. I like the energy. I like the discussions. Let's continue to support Kenyan sport as well. As
Amen.
much as we love Arsenal, and I do love Arsenal, let's try and
Arsenal
build.
had to come in somewhere.
Had to. Let us build the next big clubs.
In
Right
Kenya.
here.
Kenya.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just had the opportunity to interview my boss, who's like me. But Diamond took everything. She might be making faces behind me. Bye-bye. That was Carol Radull for you on the Sporty Express. It's 3 minutes past the hour of 5. This is Sporty FM.
Sporty FM. Beyond Sport.